Ladies and gentlemen, we're back. We are so back. Shootaround Sessions podcast with me, your host, Tawasi C, and my man,
Randy B. We are back in business. We were on a long break, but we here to talk some stuff.
Man, I'm telling you, bro, we gotta blame LeBron James for this break because LeBron had the NBA hostage trying to make his decision on where he was gonna go, and it's not breaking news by this point, but LeBron James has signed with the Philadelphia 76ers, the Knicks ops. Randy, how are we feeling about the self-proclaimed king of the NBA, the GOAT, going to the Philadelphia 76ers?
Aside from LeBron fans, and I can't even say because Lakers realize how many fans they didn't have in this new day and age because a lot of LeBron fans jump ship. But aside from LeBron fans, I think universally, everyone was sick and tired. Everyone is pretty much sick and tired of this whole situation.
Oh,
sick
yeah.
And tired
sick and tired.
Sick and tired. The waiting to find out where you're going, to the point where even the commissioner was like, listen, we got to get this schedule together. Let's make a move. And then reports came out that LeBron took that and he felt disrespected, so now he's going to make us wait even longer. We're just trying to figure out what next season's supposed to look like. You took mad long, and what I would say is it was a surprising move. I did not. 76ers was at the bottom of, not the bottom of the list, but out of all the preferred spots, I did not expect Philly. But again, I'm sorry. I'm just sick and tired of it. Let's just get it. I'm ready for basketball to start to see what this team can do. How do you feel about it?
Okay, so let me first start by saying this. LeBron is now a part of the ops even more. I thought LeBron was going to Cleveland. I thought it was a done deal. I thought he was going back to Cleveland, or at least even Miami if they could find a way to make the money work. With him taking his $8 million for 2 years, they making it work in Philly, but it was shocking. I got the news like everybody else. I was not shocked, but it's more like, what is LeBron doing to his overall legacy? And we talking about a guy needing help. And this guy has pretty much kind of formed one of the fakest super teams I've ever seen in the career of basketball, linking with Joel Embiid, Jaylen Brown, and Tyrese Maxey. I don't know how that's going to work. It's only one basketball, as we always say, and I just don't see it coming together in the time that they needed to come together.
Out of all the teams, like I said, just like you said, I didn't expect it to be Philly. Cleveland, to me, made the most sense. If you want to have this storybook career and end it in Cleveland, that made sense. However, he did go to the best team to possibly win it, if not next year, the year after, however they do it. Because it's a mixture of great talent and young talent. Tyrese Maxey, Edgecombe, again, we've been singing their praises since last season. Tyrese Maxey, we've been singing his praises since he got in the league. And Jaylen Brown is no scrub in the league, so he is a factor. Joel Embiid, we'll see how many games he play. I'm not calling him a factor, but when it comes to the best situation to win, I do think Philly was the best choice.
I mean, how it looks on paper, I could agree with you. But we have one of the factors, which is Joel Embiid, and this man can't stay healthy for the life of him. Now, if they load manage Embiid and try to have him ready for the playoffs, like, let's say, a la Mitchell Robinson situation where you don't play him as many minutes, you let the other guys like Brown, Maxey, and Edgecombe handle the weight, I think you have a good situation, but that chemistry still needs to be established. And I know Joel Embiid is one of those kind of like guys who he's a knucklehead when it comes to going out there, and he wants to prove that he could carry the team. Now, do I feel like they all going to lock in and understand we got LeBron for potentially 2 years and we could do something special, so we have to kind of chill and make things work? I think that's a conversation that's being had. Do I feel like Jaylen Brown will be locked in? I feel like this guy is going to try to prove that his season last season wasn't a fluke and he can't be an MVP caliber player. And having a guy like Maxey isn't hurting you because you got a guy who could give you buckets on any given night. But still, you got teams that have been together, a la the New York Knicks, that I don't see them really messing with our team chemistry. You know, I don't see them beat Boston last year, but Tatum gonna come back. He got things to prove, and I think the East is pretty much stacked. And I don't know how this team is gonna perform. I really don't.
Yeah, of course. And just like most teams, not just in the East but in the NBA, there was so many moves that happened, and chemistry is a big word, and all of these teams are going to have to take at least from a quarter to half of the season learning how to play together. Philly has to learn what's everybody's role, what everybody's going to be doing.
Yes.
So that's going to be the main thing. Because don't forget, Jaylen Brown's biggest gripe in Boston was he wanted to be number one. Mm-hmm. He just got on a team where LeBron is, I don't care how old LeBron is the number one prospect, number one option on any team that he's on. So how is he going to deal with that? And then also, like, again, you got Maxey, who's up and coming, ball handler. It's too many cooks in the kitchen. When I first heard of the trade, that was the first thing I said. Too many chefs in the kitchen. I don't know how all of this is going to work.
Nah, that's a fact. I mean, let's talk to the point that they're a super team. You have four players that were 20-point scorers last season, including my guy LeBron, who put up 20 points a game last season, 7 assists and 6 rebounds, playing about 33 minutes a game. He was pretty efficient, shooting 51%, and he doesn't have to carry the load. I feel like he does get more help than a Luka Doncic, who was kind of iffy. Like, Luka's Luka, but they had to figure that thing out. You had Austin Reeves. You had too many kind of like uncertainties on the Lakers, where he comes here and the biggest uncertainty they have is Joel Embiid going to be available? I think that's the biggest uncertainty that they face, because I don't even think Joel Embiid gives you 60 games next season.
60 games. You heard
I don't even think so. I don't even think he gives you 60 games.
I don't even think he makes the 60 games. He's claiming that he's felt more healthy this season than ever, but come on, bro. I talk about somebody that's been through it. He's been through it, and it's again. I'm not here to knock Philly because they are, like you said, the ops, what have you. But real is real, and you see what you can see. And I don't know how deep. I don't know how far this team here can take it. Again, you get Joel Embiid 5-6 years ago. This is something. Jaylen Brown. 3-4 years. I mean, Jaylen Brown is still going to produce, but you put this particular team together just 3-4 years ago. Then now you're saying, okay, this is a team to be fearful of. This is a team to watch out for. Are they going to win? Yeah. Are they going to win 50 plus? More than likely. 60 plus, more than likely. Yeah, more than likely. But then there's the postseason, which is a different animal. It's a different gear. And again, everyone in that team, can they get into that different gear to take it all the way? And that's what we got to see.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, they got a good coach in Nick Nurse, championship-level coach. I mean, say what you will. But we keep having to talk about the scuttlebutt. Joel Embiid only played 38 games last season. 38 regular season games. He still put up the numbers at 26 points a game, but you can't have all four of these guys putting up the same numbers like they're doing. Tyrese Maxey and Jaylen Brown, 28 points a game. LeBron, 20. Embiid, 26. These guys are not going to average these points in the season. Somebody has to step up and be that alpha dog, which I think is going to be Jaylen Brown and Tyrese Maxey any given night. But as we saw in the Knicks series with Philly, who was deferring? I saw Tyrese Maxey defer to Joel Embiid a lot of that series, and me and you said it both. He should have been playing through Tyrese Maxey. The Sixers should have played through Tyrese Maxey. They would have had a better chance against the Knicks, but they played through Embiid. Now, LeBron, seasoned player, we know we're not playing through LeBron, but LeBron could facilitate some things and make some things happen. We're going to see how it goes, but I see a lot of isolation ball. I see a lot of one-on-one ball, trying to get mismatch, and I don't see them being very creative with the offense, you know?
I feel yeah. Like I said, if it's one thing I do see, if there is one person that will defer that will defer, I think it will be LeBron. I think LeBron will turn into more of a facilitator. I think he will average about 8 to 9 assists a game, and that number might probably drop to 15, 14 a game when it comes to points. So I do see LeBron being more of a facilitator. Tyrese Maxey proved that he can play with the ball and he can play off the ball, and I think him and Jaylen Brown and Edgecombe, they will definitely benefit from someone who's willing to pass the ball and willing to facilitate. That's just how I see it.
That's a fact. But since this is Decision 2.0 and we always say LeBron ring chasing and doing these things, where does this move put LeBron? Let's talk prior to championship, just making the move in general. Where does this put his legacy all time? And what are we talking about in the GOAT conversation when it comes to Bron joining this team?
Curry GOAT, that's what we're talking about. With regards to me, I can't speak for everyone else. With regards to me, that conversation, one, never existed. Two, is never going to happen now. It's never going to happen, all right? Like I said earlier, universally, everyone hated the wait, hated this move, going to another team, because it's ring chasing. The only person that stuck up for him, main media-wise, was Shaq. Because what did Shaq do towards the end of his career? Go from team to team to team. And he said he was chasing rings. And that's the only person that pretty much stuck up for him. This is his fifth team, his fourth or fifth team with only 4 rings. The people that did it, the people that are in that GOAT conversation, they got their 4, 5, 6 rings with one team. It's when you're the GOAT, you are the number one. Again, you're the top person, and there are no handicaps. And I feel like all of these teams chasing these rings, teaming up with all of these superstars, those are handicaps. So you take yourself out of the conversation in one shot.
Nah, that's a fact. I personally think I'm looking at it, and over the last few weeks, I've watched a lot of LeBron James basketball. And I went back to the Cleveland days, went to the Miami days, and I saw how dominant of a player he was. But we have to be honest. We have to look at this as how many players does LeBron need to play with to win? Yes, there's the scuttlebutt with Jordan. Oh, he had Pippen, he had Rodman, he had Kukoc, he had great talent. But if you stack it up against the talent that LeBron has played with over his career, his 20-plus years in the league, LeBron talent outweighs the talent that Jordan played with by a mile.
By a mile.
By a mile.
By a mile.
LeBron played with D. Wade, Anthony Davis, Kyrie Irving, Chris Bosh, Kevin Love, Ray Allen, a washed-up Shaq. He had a good Rondo. He had players. Like, this guy had superstars. Now you look at the guys with him. He coming off of Jaylen Brown, who was undoubtedly, if it wasn't for SGA, he was going to be the MVP last year. He's playing with Tyrese Maxey, a young dog who is literally probably top 15 right now in the league, I honestly think. And this move to me just hurts his legacy even more. Not saying that he can't go to a place where he needs help, but for him to be running to all these superstar talent to try to get a ring, and probably still not going to get it done. If we're going to keep it real, probably still not going to get it done straight up. It's like you're hurting your legacy even more.
You got to sit back and ask yourself, what exactly are you chasing now? What are you chasing?
Nah, that's a fact.
What are you chasing? Like, he had to have known after this move, the majority will view his legacy as shot. So now what are you chasing? Now you're just telling me that you're chasing rings. All right? It's not money. We understand that. You've made and will continue to make as much money as possible, and you signed on for $8 million. So we know you're not chasing money. So what are you chasing? Do you just want to have more rings than Jordan? Is that what it is? You just want to try to get that? You got the point. You got the scoring title. Like, what else? What else? Like, when this was done, it's like, what are you chasing? You could have retired, bro.
Yeah.
You could have retired.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I've been watching his games. I watched, especially the last 2 years, I watched a lot of his games. And has LeBron lost a step or two? Yes. But does he? Is he one of the greatest athletes to ever perform at this age after so many years? I'm going to give him that. If he wants a big trophy with a bow on it for that reason, Absolutely, I'll give it to him. But pound for pound, saying he's one of the greatest players to ever play, if the greatest player, I'm not even throwing Braun over Kobe at this point. I'm
Hell
not.
no.
Kobe didn't chase
Hell
it.
no.
They had to block Kobe from getting Chris Paul in 2011 to keep that man from getting another ring. They basically giving this to Braun, like, hey, go link with these guys, and these guys don't care anymore. They don't.
No, they don't. No, they don't. As a matter of fact, LeBron was smart because once you started signing these 2-year contracts, again, they can't stop you from signing with someone. They can stop you. They can stop you. They can stop a trade, but they can't stop you from signing. And he made sure he was put in positions where he will play with the best to try to get whatever he's getting. But like I said, once you do this move, he went to the best possible place to win. But you look at the talent that he's choosing to play with. You already hear the noise. You already hear the noise. Them Beats headphones ain't gonna block it out. You hear the noise. He knows. He has to know that he is no longer in that GOAT talk. He has to know that. And it's not just with the old heads. It's everyone. It's like everyone. He has to know that.
And I hope the people that be in the comment section, I hope y'all don't be going crazy, wink, wink. But Braun is not your GOAT anymore, man. You gotta pack it up, and you gotta look for somebody else to go to. I don't know who the next GOAT is gonna be, but definitely ain't Braun. I tell you that much for a fact. But let me ask you this question: if it doesn't work out in Philly, how soon do you think the Philly fans turn on LeBron James? Because a lot of them is happy right now. A lot of them feel like Braun is going to be that guy to get him over the hump, bring him back to the promised land. But legitimately, Randy, what are you thinking? Do you think if this thing doesn't work, do you think they hang him and burn his jersey like they did in Cleveland?
Philly fans are smart, and they're not as, but damn near as critical as New York fans, where they don't take no crap. And honestly speaking, let's just say this entire experiment flops next season. LeBron is not going to want to play here for season 2. He's not going to want to. If this entire thing just completely falls apart and they are not working out, let's just say this team starts 2-15. The fans will let them hear it. Okay? It's not going to take long for Philly fans to be like, all right, the writing's on the wall. What's going on? Let's pack this up. If they do not make the playoffs next season, I'm not saying that they're one of the favorites to make the playoffs. If they don't make the playoffs, they're not as forgiving as LA fans, who a lot of the fans there just go because it's a happening and it's something to go do. Philly fans love ball. It will not take long. Let them not make the playoffs next season. It will take one season for them to turn on LeBron.
I think this thing blows up in their face. I'm not wishing bad on them. I think they will be a competitive team, but the mix of LeBron and Joel Embiid, I think that is going to be a very combustible element. I feel like us and the rest of the media, even those reporters, ESPN, they're going to have a field day with this thing, because as soon as Embiid goes out or they start clashing too much, they're going to say, oh, what is it? What is it? You know, all these headlines. So I don't know. I think it hurts the team more than it helps the team. You know, it's a low risk, high reward kind of thing, because if it doesn't work out, you only paid $8 million and salvage anything, you didn't trade anybody. So it's not bad from that point, but
and let's not forget this. Let's not forget this other factor, especially when it comes to the fans. LeBron coming to Philly got that LeBron effect. I guarantee you those ticket prices doubled
through the roof.
So now you're asking a faithful fan base to pay more money to come see, again, one of the greatest basketball players to ever play, because he, at that point, not the greatest, again, not saying that. But yes, ticket prices will rise. Everything is going to be under a microscope. Every small little thing, every miss, every chatter, all of the players, and again, it's not just goes for the fans, but in the players, they have to watch what they say and how they approach things. Jaylen Brown, you might as well get rid of that podcast. Straight up, you say anything negative, the fans will turn on. LeBron fans will turn on you first, would then force the team to kind of look at the whole thing. So everything is just going to be just shaky.
Bruh. I mean, with that being said, where are you ranking? Because I know they're in a tough division in our division in the East, but where are you ranking them in the outright Eastern Conference? Like, where are you looking at this team? Where you thinking they rank against, we got the Knicks, of course, obvious champions. We got teams like Toronto. Well, Toronto's a whole nother mess in itself, and we're going to talk about that in a whole nother episode. But where are you ranking this Philadelphia 76ers team in the East right now on paper?
On paper.
On paper.
On paper, they have to be between 2 and 3 on paper. Because their starting lineup is crazy. I'm not gonna sit there and knock it. On paper, their starting lineup is crazy. Execution, we'll see how that goes. But on paper, I'll give them 2 or 3. 2 or 3 definitely. As a matter of fact, no, 3, because like I said, Detroit is still there. Detroit was rocking last season, and again, I'm not gonna disrespect the Knicks. The Knicks won the championship last year, so they're number 1. Until proven otherwise.
That's a fact. I mean, everybody kind of know where I stand on this. Like, on paper, like you said, I will rank them maybe 2 or 3. How do I think they'll finish this year? I low-key feel like they finish anywhere between that 3rd spot and that 7th seed like they was in. They're not garbage. You're not going to be with, like, LeBron has been a play-in player for the last couple years with the Lakers. And this team definitely is not the Lakers. This team are some stone cold killers they have on this team. They have some really high performers, and I know Jaylen Brown will be locked in, and that guy is going to come out with a different level this season. So him alone, I feel like will carry them up that upper echelon. But again, we have teams like the Knicks who brought back their whole core. You got teams like Detroit who are basically the same team. You got even an emerging, me and you spoke about this offline, but you got the Pacers coming back with a healthy Tyrese Halliburton. We don't know where this team is going to rank. I don't see them beating a lot of these well-oiled machines, and we haven't even spoke about Miami, who is definitely going to play disruptor this season. Like,
oh, yeah. That team is going to play disruptor, yeah. You got a few teams that will be disruptors. You got, again, like I said, you got Miami, you got Orlando who can play disruptor. They went far last season. The Indiana Pacers. I know we had a conversation offline about it, but I do want to bring it up. Mm-hmm. Over the last 2, and I'm gonna break it down exactly how we spoke about it. Yes. Over the last 2 seasons, the New York Knicks have beaten, aside from all of the teams that have been created this season, they have beaten everyone in the East. 2 seasons ago, they beat Detroit. They've beaten they've beaten Boston. They've beaten Philly. They even beat Cleveland, who was big 2 seasons, and then they beat Cleveland this year. All of the heavyweights they have beaten.
Yes.
There has been one team that has just dog walked us every time we take them on in the playoffs, and that is Indiana. And I don't know what, and even with Tyrese Halliburton being out last season, we still struggled against that team.
Yes,
definitely. I feel like the Knicks need to prove. The Knicks don't need to prove anything because they're champions. Yes. I would like to see the New York Knicks beat that team in a series because we have yet to do it. Even going back to the Melo days and the Roy Hibbert block and everything, they have been serving us ever since, and I want to see us beat that team. A healthy Indiana Pacers. We have to prove that we can beat them as well. I'm sorry.
I agree with you because you are right. We have not beat the Tyrese Halliburton Indiana Pacers. Now, they gave us hell this last season. We saw games where we basically beat them by like a point or two with their scrubs.
Yeah, exactly.
And I know they're coming back out with pressure. I know they're going to give the Knicks pressure, but we got the rings. I ain't stressed. We got our players. We got our squad, and I know we're going to do what we got to do when it comes to that. As far as Indiana and LeBron and them are concerned, as far as the 76ers are concerned, I'm telling you, this year is going to be a dogfight in the East. It's going to be a dogfight. Get your popcorn ready, and it's going to be a fight every game, and I'm just excited. I'm ready for basketball, man. I know we got about 2 months or about 2 months left till we get some meaningful basketball happening, and I cannot wait for that day to come because LeBron has dominated our year once again. Tell me where you're ranking this, though. Decision 1 or decision 2? or would you put both of them in a box and blow them up? How you feeling about that?
I'll definitely put both of them in a box and blow them up. But I feel like this one was a little more. The first decision, he was younger. He was a little more pompous, and he felt as though he felt like he deserved that spotlight. And I think this time around, no one really questioned, hey, he's allowed to wait. Me as a fan, I was just annoyed.
Yeah.
I was just annoyed because now in his mind, now he was like, oh, I've earned this crap, and decision 2 was just annoying. It was just an annoying process. I will put them both in a box and blow them up, but decision 2 was the most annoying one. I'm sorry.
All right. I kind of echo your sentiments, and I'm going to get us out of here on this last question. In my search, watching a bunch of LeBron old games, now we know we could probably say LeBron James' biggest rival in the NBA is Steph Curry, period, because those battles he had with the Warriors and how they went at it. But who in the East? Who's the biggest what if? Like, who do you think really could have took out LeBron James had they had been healthy, had they had more help, had things happen? Could have been Melo and the Knicks if they could have got past the Heat in those games. Could have been a D Rose or Paul George. Like, who are you picking as the biggest what if that could have took down the King?
Initially, I was going to say the Melo Knicks because I feel like they had a lot of the talent. But you just brought up a name, and it's the biggest what if for the East, and that's Derrick Rose.
Biggest.
The biggest what if for the East. A healthy Derrick Rose was scary.
Scary.
And that is the biggest what if. He could have been the biggest rival to the Miami Heat throughout LeBron's peak. That is definitely the biggest what if. I would give it to that. Yeah, Derrick Rose. I was gonna say Melo because Melo and the Melo Knicks was my team, but Derrick Rose, bro, that's a tragedy right there.
I said, real talk, man. I was watching some of those games, some of those playoff series, and one of my favorite playoff series with Derrick Rose was when they played the Celtics. When it was that, and I think they went 7 with the Celtics when they had Ben Gordon. They had all these guys, Luol Deng, players that was Joakim Noah, guys who was balling, and you had the cream of the crop, Derrick Rose, bro.
And then when you think about it, the team that you just named, Rose, Deng, Joakim Noah, Taj Gibbs, all of them. If you look at the team that just won the championship, a dynamic point guard, a defensive wing, a two that can move here and there, a center that had a presence in the middle, and then you had a 4 that could stretch the floor. Again, that was a recipe for success, and they could have went far. And I don't anybody that don't know, like you said you did, go back and watch those tapes.
Go back and
watch those games. You know exactly what we're talking about.
Because I give it to Braun, man. I went back and watched old Braun, man. The chase down blocks that he still he doesn't do it anymore. He has 1 or 2 of them in him where he could sprint down the court, fast break, going to the rim. They throw it up. This guy just jumps out of nowhere. Bang. LeBron was that guy. I think Heat LeBron was like the Thanos of the league, even though he got beat. They got beat by Dallas, but that team to me, even though they weren't a fully loaded team, they were a dangerous team, especially that Braun playing. That was the best. He was the best basketball player in the league, hands down, at that time.
The furthest LeBron could ever say, the furthest that his legacy could ever go was that he had an era.
Yes.
There was a LeBron era. All right? Like there was a Magic era, there was a Bird era, there was there's only one person. There was a Kobe era, there was a Shaq era at a point. We're now moving into the Wemby era, the Brunson era and all that stuff. He can say that he had an era.
That's right.
he can say he had an era. The conversation for the GOATs, the best ever, absolutely not. I don't care. It is completely over. Because again, what are you doing? What are you chasing now? What are you chasing? All right? If you want to chase a ring, if If you wanted another ring, I'm not saying you should put yourself in a bad situation and play with a bunch of scrubs, but it's a pattern. It's been a pattern since the Heat.
Yeah.
It's been the same thing since the Heat. So don't, please. There's nothing more to
Run
say.
everywhere and get some players.
Yep. Yep.
My last question. This just came to me, right? Because I was seeing the stat. Tim Duncan never missed the playoffs. Never missed the playoffs. The Spurs as a franchise never missed the playoffs. So from 97 all the way until Tim Duncan retired, they got 5 championships, never missed the playoffs. Are you ranking Tim Duncan higher than LeBron James?
Oh, you want me to? Oh, you just want crap to blow up.
It's the LeBron episode. We going for it. Because I'm not a Tim Duncan fan. I am not a Tim Duncan fan. I mean, I respect the man's game 100%, but I am not. Tim Duncan wasn't my guy. But looking at the numbers and looking at how this man played and his contributions to the game, the question is to be asked, man. Is Tim Duncan up there, man?
Given the scale that we measure LeBron James' legacy with, like a Michael Jordan, when it comes to consistency, rings won, everything, stats and everything.
MVPs, all of that good stuff.
MVPs and all of that. Finals MVPs, everything. If you look at it on that scale, there is an argument to be made that the most textbook power forward ever, Tim Duncan, could be placed higher. Me personally, as much as I would want to say that, as much as I would want to believe that, realistically speaking, I would say that LeBron James is a better basketball player, more versatile. He is successful. He was the face of the league, so it's hard for me to put Tim Duncan ahead of. But with the grading scale everyone likes to grade everything on, there's definitely an argument for that. Especially if we want to put somebody like Kobe, like me. I'll put Kobe ahead of LeBron based off of that scale, based off of you know what I mean? But when it comes to Tim Duncan, and maybe who knows, it could be, I could still be sour by 99. Who knows? But no, I've really come to appreciate Tim Duncan's game. After the entire package was done, I had nothing but respect for that dude. Nothing but respect.
I mean, I kind of was bugging with it because Tim versus. I think the Spurs as a team. I think the Spurs. Looking at my research, I was like, people need to have a conversation about the Spurs being one of the greatest NBA franchises ever. Because
absolutely.
We got Jordan in the 6 rings, but that span, that 19-season span that the Spurs had, making the playoffs every year, developing new players like Kawhi Leonard, and the success they had, I can't knock the Spurs, bro. I really can't knock them as an organization.
And then what that does is now, if you can't, for anyone that wants to argue best franchise, best team ever, then all it does, if nobody wants to accept that, then all that does is just puts Pop higher on the list as probably the greatest coach of all time. Because it was his culture. It was his culture that went different eras of the Spurs. And he kept a certain culture that he did not change it. People adapted, and they won with it.
And it's a contrast in style to LeBron, who has to team with so many great players. For him to run to Joel Embiid, a guy who can't even give you 50 games in a season, that's like going to Zion and saying, I'm a partner. Let's put Zion, LeBron, and Embiid on the same team, and let's get a championship. Not gonna happen. Not gonna work. I really want people to keep it real, and I can't wait for, not saying I'm rushing LeBron's career to be over, not saying that he needs to pack it up, he should pack it up, but keep it going as long as you can, but call a spade and just play basketball to play basketball. Stop ring chasing. I know we play to win, yes, but your days of winning is long behind you, and we just gotta give room to new people and let them do what they gotta do, man.
And LeBron, and like I said before, I know LeBron. I know LeBron has accepted it. His fans need to accept it. There's only eras now. There's a LeBron James era, and he had a good run. And I'm not saying his era started in 2003 and is ending now, because
Yeah.
there's been eras within that era. Steph Curry. Steph Curry,
yeah.
when it's all said and done, and we spoke about this, I think, earlier this summer, when it's all said and done and a new crop of fans comes in, and or either you got a lot of the Steph fans, there's going to be debates as to who was better, Steph or LeBron. Those conversations are there. Again, based off the grading scale when it comes to consistency, stayed on the team, rings, everything.
Yep.
And the one thing that Steph has over LeBron, and nobody can take this away, he changed the game. He changed the way how the game is played today. So, it is what it is.
It is what it is. And with that being said, we got to put a bow on this episode, and that's going to do it for this episode of Shootaround Sessions podcast with me, your host, Tawasi C, and my man,
Randy B. You know how we do it.
You know we here, man. Stay locked in with us. We're going to try to get some more cranked out for y'all as the season draws near, but we can't wait for some basketball, man. So like, share, and follow us, subscribe, stay with us, and keep getting them shots up. You know how we do, baby.
You know how we do it.
Peace.